What's up, everybody? My name is Chris Hockenberry again, and so I went and spoke to a substance abuse counselor, and her name is Lisa Moody. She works at the Scottsdale Recovery Center here in Arizona, obviously, and it was very interesting how the process went through of this interview, and it was really insightful on what I had, what I learned from this and what she spoke about, and kind of changed my thoughts on what an actual substance abuse, alcohol abuse counselor does and interacts with their clients. So, like I said, her name is Lisa Moody. She's been in the field for over 32 years now. She has been the operations director at a couple previous jobs or centers that she used to work at, but now she is here, and she says that she's going to be staying here for quite a while. It's a small center, but it is one of the most known counseling centers in Arizona. Like, she was saying that tons of people from many different states come in for their center because it branches out that far, and word of mouth goes that far with it, which is really cool. And I was actually asking her when I was going through, like, if there's a way to drop in when I can and sit in with groups and sitting with her in her private settings, or not interviews, but private sessions with her clients, and it was really nice because she was very open about that and really positive on wanting to show newer counselors or up and coming counselors that are still in school. Right now she's the clinical director, and that's where she is able to teach new counselors, going back to wanting to do like internships or just showing what they do every day. She's in charge of all the clinical side, hence being a clinical director. So she checks to make sure the counselors are doing their job correctly and signs off on things that if they aren't licensed, she has to do that because she is. Sets up the groups for the day-to-day activities. The activities are from 8 to 12 in the morning, and then they have an hour and a half for lunch, and then they come back at 1:30 until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And that's a normal day for them every day. So with that, it's kind of like a school schedule within these groups. So she sets up the curriculum that they do from the morning sessions to the evening sessions, and she collaborates with the other counselors that are there to help decide on what they're going to do every day. And it depends on what their client, who clients are in there, and if they're having a good day or a bad day. She was saying a couple clients that she's worked with, they could have a super awesome day on Monday, and then Tuesday the next day they come in and it's a 360. Like, they have one of the worst days they've ever had, and that's just dealing with people that are abusing substances and alcohol. So and she is part of the higher management team, since she is one of the directors there. One of the key things I would say I learned there is that you unfortunately can't save everyone. And she was saying that when she first started 30 years ago, that she really tried. She worked at a homeless shelter, and the doors closed at 9, but she, most nights she was like, no, I'm keeping these doors open till 2 a.m. And her boss was like, it doesn't matter if it's 9 p.m. or 2 a.m. That's their life decision on wanting to live out in the streets. And she took that to heart, of him saying you can't save everybody. She said she was since she was young, she was stubborn and didn't really take it to heart until a few years later after that, because you just get burnt out, unfortunately, by trying to get everybody in to change their lives for the better, but it doesn't really work like that. And I would say with this, with what I did for the, when I did this interview, it really opened my eyes to showing, it's not just oh, I got to deal with alcohol abusers, or I'm scared that they're still on something and they're going to attack me. She said out of her 32 years of doing this, she's never been attacked once at all. Nobody's come at her because they really want to try and stop using these drugs or alcohol. And it's amazing how far she's come, and how much how many people she's helped but the downside is that she said she's also been to a lot of funerals, and it's very unfortunate, but that is what people think is the right thing for their life. So she just takes it one patient at a time, or one group at a time, and does her best to try to save them. So that's my interview and how the interview process was for me, and it was very insightful. And I hope I'm thinking about this one more so than the other types of counseling, but there's still many options out there, and I'm gonna take this one to heart and hopefully get the chance to sit in on some of those groups with her and really communicate with her and see if something picks up from there. All right, you have an awesome day or an awesome night whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.